Good morning and welcome. It's a dreary Monday after a holiday weekend for some of us, and it's been a while. Yes, it has. One thing and another, family stuff, well, you know. One thing that I managed to get in during my absence was my first visit to an antique mall. In fact, it was the antique mall that I sold out of for quite a few years. And when we walked into that big front window room that we had at that point, and my husband and I were both full-time teachers and did that, it's mind-boggling when you look back at it. But, you know, even 15 or 20 years ago, youth. So, I was able to enjoy walking through one half of it. I've got the other half to do. I'm not doing anything that, or trying to do anything that will defeat the purpose of enjoying things. So, first it was lunch out, and across the street and a little down and into the mall. And these are two things I found. This is a stitchery craft that I did years ago when I was a young girl. This is done on a particular type of counted stitch fabric. If you'll notice the, let me get in close. You can see that the fabric is almost looks like needlepoint or Aida, or this probably is hardanger, but this is done with heavier pearl cotton and with a pattern, of course, and this is just absolutely beautiful. And I thought to myself when I had this in my hand, I really have no idea what this was for in this shape. It was just long and narrow, which is fine, but I thought to myself, aha, wouldn't this be pretty for to be added to slow stitching? But in the meantime, it's going to take up a home in my in one of my boxes. And this, my husband noticed this. He has been with me so many times that he senses what I'm looking for, and if I walk past it, I get called back. And I'm so happy that he does that. I can't tell you. Beautiful quality stitching on the back. Nice even threads fabric. Rather old. And this the front. A doily. A very beautiful handmade doily. I had absolutely to have that. It feels so good, even though for the two pieces we only paid $8 and about $8 and change with including the tax. Beautiful satin stitching. If I didn't know better, I think that was silk. But this is not young, and very few people. Some, but very few people could afford silk, but cotton floss will do this if you work carefully at it. Isn't that lovely? I'm going to look even closer at this bit. Let me get my other specs. Only in stitchery and reading do I need these. Let's see what we have here. What is that? Are they French knots? No, they're not. They're just rice stitched. Rice stitch. Just popping in stitches all over. Let's see if we see anything. I hope you can see that even better. Absolutely lovely. And this goodie was Dollar Tree. I use it so often for things that I really want to look at. So keep your eye open in Dollar Tree for those. Now, today's project. I'm going to come clean. I get quite green with envy when I see people whose channels I watch frequently. I mean, more than frequently. Roxy, Rachel at Roxy Creations, Gail Augustinelli, Andrea, who is Artie Mays, Wendy. They all have boxes of pre-made ephemera, in which two sides of the pieces of ephemera have been collaged, and the pieces are waiting for further embellishment before being used. And Carol has no box like that. And so, rather than stay green with envy, I'm going to start today. I'm going to use 2 pages of magazines and make a large one, and then I'm going to do some pockets and some tucks and so forth. So, let me show you what I'm going to use. I have these on my desk right over to the left. The scraps go in. For example, these have been tossed in the last few weeks. And let's put them in here. This goes in another one. I know where that's going. It's going to live somewhere. And of course, these always handy. Now, this stuff kind of goes forever. Even some chunks of my painty papers, which would work wonderfully with clusters. Oh, see, it gets to the point where going through a scrap box like this, you can find things that really don't belong in there. But we're going to get through them. And another one. These pieces are a little bit bigger, including a few napkins, which I'm going to not use. I've decided that I'm just not that much of a napkin girl. In certain places they are. When I watch Andrea, who's Artie Mays, use them, I know their purpose, but I'm going to just tuck them to the side. Okay, here we go. I've got my Yoo-hoo and my glue book, and we're off. I'm going to work on both the more decorated, more colorful decorated front and less colorful back for writing. I'm going to, I wonder how they ever got in there. Well, they're really a little thick for this paper because it's good quality magazine paper. Okay, this is going to come off to be used. This is going to be tucked because I love to have some of this color paper, and especially this weight. I wonder where I got that from. It's not really, it doesn't look like wrapping paper. It's too felty. Okay, that's been saved. Now, we're off. And the best way to begin is to begin. You might want to jot that down for your memory book. The best way to begin is to begin. And let's begin. How about this right down there to attach these two pieces? I hope all of you are well. And you're thinking to yourself, well, it took you long enough, Carol, to face the fact that you have to have this because it makes life so much easier. I don't know how many pieces I'm going to get out of this, but I'm going to enjoy having it, and I'm going to enjoy doing it, and background. I will run into that again somewhere in here. I just know that I will. That might be pretty right there. I don't like it when too much of the paper separates like that. So, I have done some more straightening out in my little studio / craft space here, and but I have some more to do. I wasn't a teacher for anything, and I really can't take when things get higgledy-piggledy. Doesn't work for Carol. I'm not one of those people that work best in chaos. So, let's see. Let's just see. Oh, my. Yes. Took me about 3 years to get through, physically and emotionally, to get through my little life change. And for those of you who are new, 3 years ago I was diagnosed with breast cancer, and 9 months later I was deemed cured, which is a nice word to hear, or some doctors say in remission, which is not such a happy word as far as I'm concerned. It means it could happen again. It's in there and could happen again. But I'll prefer cured. However, at my age, surviving that treatment was quite an exercise in, put that there. What will we put under it? Something. It was quite an exercise in character building. As I say to people that I'm close to, surviving the survival is not an easy thing. No, it isn't. Probably if I was 40 years younger, or even 30, it would not be quite the pill. Let's put that there. Yes. So things got out of hand. Closets, dresser drawers. Don't ask about my jewelry. And small things like that. It makes me feel good now to get down to doing what needs doing and feeling happy about it when I see it. And this studio was bad enough that I wasn't spending much time with you. I missed my friends. I missed creating, sharing. But this became quite a tip. It was a mess, and that's all. It's my happy place again. I walk in, I can take a deep breath and say, home is where the heart is. I thought maybe, but I'm thinking again, not. Thinking maybe not. What's in here? Ooh, little green might be nice. There we go. Okay. And maybe this piece. Maybe that piece. Right there. Okay. Going to hit Etsy and Amazon and eBay and look for some Mill Hill, that's the brand name, needlepoint paper. Exactly what it says. It certainly is less expensive than needlepoint canvas, and it is, the operative word there is paper, which means I can add things to it that I might not usually add, and such paint and so forth, and still do some slow stitching. Let's go that way with that. That's pretty nice. And so I'm looking forward to doing that and sharing it with you, because it would certainly lend itself to being a journal topper or part of a cluster, with, of course, with some lace added and some stitches, because there are many stitches that I can share with you that would work well on, as long as it's even weave or close to even weave fabric. The beautiful needlepoint stitches that look like they're a big deal, and you'll find out when you see me do it that they're not really. And I just have an urge to do a journal topper. Let's go back here. What we have in here? This is my. This was one of my digis, because I have a beautiful piece of lace. So I'm going to use it up. How are we doing? I think I've got one more. I think I've got one more space left on here, because for some reason, in the almost a week that I've been away from the studio here, this glue in the Yoo-hoo has softened. It can sometimes be rather firm, but this isn't. Something good happened. It's really going. Let's now take a few minutes over here. Okay. Let's do this. Let's do this here. And that looks like I marked it with pencil. And we're not having that. We're not having that at all right now. I'm not. goodness. There we go. And then we're going to go into this basket, which is right next to me on my elbow on the right at all times. And you, my dear, this magazine seems to last forever, but I think I'm finally seeing the back end. It's got some glue. Let's just put that there. And put this here. And clean and ready to go. Griping about the way the day looks because it's a little chilly, which means it's going to be in the 60s today in northeast Florida. And when I see on television what a lot of people, I hope none of my friends are not going through it, but it's just quite a thing. I often think to myself, my goodness, how would I react if it was happening to me? And how would I feel? And let's see, what else do we have here? Let's go for this baggie first. A little bit of music here on the bottom. This paper is so crisp that being backed up by this nice quality magazine paper will give it a second life, because this would break very easily. What else is in here? Oh, this is a piece of new paper that I got on Amazon. It's supposed to look coffee dyed, and it looks more like leather to me, but it's nice. It's nice quality paper, and it's done on both sides. So as long as it's not in an extremely important to me piece, I'm quite happy to use it. I got that idea from Gail Augustinelli. Thank you, Gail. She showed it, her using it on one of her projects, and it does come in handy, particularly in situations like this. Well, I'm going to sit and do some more of this so that I can share the finished piece with you. Okay, come on. Share the finished piece with you and cut it up and see what we get. No, actually, what Carol gets that she should have been getting for quite a while and hasn't. But today is a good day. A good day to get moving. Might be some of that paper. very well might be. Now, it's strange the way some paper tears like this and others don't. They don't at all. So we all learn lots of new things because of our crafting. All right. There we go. Oh, this old, strange. I think it has something to do with architecture because it looks like graph paper. It is supposed to be graph paper. It is graph paper, but it's rectangles. Get off these edges. It's rather thin. It's old. It's old. It came from an old book that I got at an estate sale, and I can't imagine. I think it has something to do. It's specialty graph paper for architects. If any of you do know, please share. I'd be interested to know because it's kind of semi-shiny and it's a mystery to me. Things that really ought to be up here. These are pieces of my clusters that I put on the printer. I didn't remember those puppies at all. Let's see what's in here. Yes. Those are some more. I don't believe they were this big. I really don't. And they're on rather heavy paper. Well, this is treasure hunting. This is serious. This is serious treasure hunting. Now I shall have to find a home for these. I've obviously used them. I vaguely remember making these clusters. And on this one I stitch around the edge. Ooh, there's a well, you go on the out of the way pile. What else might be in here? Well, no. That is an old notebook. Okay. Let's have a piece of this now. goodness. Treasures to find. Now, I think I'll put this up here, and I'll stop. Yeah, I like that number. I'm a number lover. Well, I'm going to turn the camera off now, and I'll be back. I'll be back. I don't remember doing that. It must have been 4 years ago. Has to be, because that is too interesting to forget. See you soon. Good morning. As you can see, I'm trying to finish up this last bit of this colorful one. And since I've had time alone here, I have finally figured out how you manage to keep the edges from having white, the back paper on them, is you tear backwards. Well, as I would surely be told, excuse me. Well, it took you long enough, Carol. And yes, it did. So, back it goes, and none of this edging that I don't like. Well, I guess what it takes is doing. These are particularly nice papers. I enjoy using them for certain things because the paper is rather fine. Let's go there. And what else? We have to find something for here and here. Here and here. What can I find that is not too heavy, not too light, just right? These papers, a lot of these papers are, I'm sorry, I was mumbling to myself, a lot of these papers are heavier than I thought they would be. And I don't want that. I don't. Oh, but some of them are just delish. Oh, yeah, I know what's in there. I know what's under here. Well, let's see if we can find some more. It's not quite so heavy. Got that one. We don't need another one like that. We don't need that one. Oops, I haven't gotten to that one yet. Well, look what we could do there. Over there. Okay. Saved. Saved. And here, a whole pad of paper like this. I think that's it. Yes, it is. Let's see if we can produce. Let's see if we can bring this to a happy ending here now. It's green under green. I guess not the green. Let's go for purple. Here. hope that you have been able to do some crafting. It must just be something. Different places, different weights. This will calm things down. Yes, it will. There we go. Okay. Put this one down first. Whoops. I don't wonder that. It might be more efficient, at least for me, to just do this side. And really no reason to do such a wide spread, because it is rather lovely but time consuming. And I'm thinking that my next one will be this side on just the half. And then that would leave the back for work when you have the when you have them cut out as pockets, tucks, etc. Because this is fun, but well, within limits. And yet I know that I'll be happy that I have them. So Carol has to figure out a way to make this palatable. Because I must admit that coffee dyeing and tea dyeing and dyeing and spray dyeing paper was just not my cup of tea. Nope. But I do like using the distress products to color lace and things like that. I do enjoy that. But, the other bit, not so much. Not so much at all, actually. Excuse me. I have a... I'll make that edge go right away. I probably have been out, and the pollen here is monumental. Everything is in bloom. The Confederate jasmine on the trellises. White flowers all over, and all I do is need to go near them, and they make me sniff for a few days. But that doesn't mean we're not going to have Confederate jasmine, because we absolutely are. Two straight lines don't like it. Now I like it. We were going to do that. Let's see what actually happens in the long run, because going to and doing are two entirely different things on my planet. I heard on television someone calling something Earth 2. And sometimes I get right on to Earth. I'll call it Earth. What number do I like? How about Earth 4? Now, just a little bissel here. Let's do that. almost. See, I don't like that white, but that's okay. And that's too much like that one. What was I thinking of? Now, there has to be a little, oh, there has to be a little something, something I could put in here. Much better. A little bit of this old book. Very thin pages. I think it was a textbook on botany. Seems like, because they give the Latin names here too. And as much as I took 4 years of Latin in high school, all right. Let's make sure that I haven't missed anything. See, I just think that the page that size, I could get good use out of it if I did this without worrying about the back right away. Well, I'm going to give it a try when I'm snuggled in here. And now you two can get ready to go back in your spot. Oh, I might need this again because something might not be tacked down properly. As I remember from my last project, it gives 3 inches at the top up there. I wish to put it down there. So if I do 3 inches, it's about there-ish. 3 inches is a nice wide piece. I'm talking to myself again. Sorry. Oh my. Oh my. That might make 3 goodies. Let's do it to it. See where 3 is. Oh, about the bottom of the lace. That sounds good enough to me. Let's go. Nice and thick and firm, and boy, oh boy, did you cut that like you came from another planet. There we go, planet 4. Let's get, well, hello. That's better. And about halfway, we'll line it on these horizontal lines. Hold it down. Good Lord in heaven. And this is a fresh, that's another one. No, I'm wondering if I'm learning another lesson. That using that heavy magazine paper as the basis might be a little too much. just stay still there and you stop and everything will be fine. Now let's have some tags. It's a nice width for a tag. Let's go. Let's just do it. Okay, so we could let's do 2 tags. Going to eyeball. Looks pretty good. Learning by doing. Learning by doing. Now what do we want here? We have, so far we have 2 tags. 3 either tucks or pockets. I'm going to go from this side and I'd like some more tags. Is that too narrow? Is that too narrow? Let's look. Is that just too narrow? Yeah, a little bit. A little. Okay. I think I do better when it's down against the bumper here. Yes, live and learn. Always, always, always. That's the point of this thing, I do believe. Now, what else? Really? Just really? That size, so let's see where 3 inches is. 3 inches is about there. Okay, this is very, very, very scientific cutting. Different sizes there. That's good. Bottom of there and there. I know it's boring watching such precision work. There are times when I might be able to do this kind of thing with stitching, but not paper cutting. Let's see. Let's just see what we have. We have, oh, pretty. 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 Here and here. 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 Ah, we have something here. Look at all the goodies that I got. Why didn't I do this sooner? It's says in the fine print, Carol, why didn't you do it sooner? One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and maybe 12. Well, I can see now why. It's time well spent. Because if I do this even one more time, I'm going to have enough for a while. I do hope that you have enjoyed my learning process and my doing process and my oopsies and my talking to myself. And I do hope that you will join me again, because this is something that I have seen done many times, and many times thought I would do it. Well, I did it, and I'm quite tickled with the outcome. If you have enjoyed this visit, please give me a thumbs up, leave a comment. I do answer them and enjoy them, and I would appreciate your considering subscribing to my channel. See you soon. Bye now.